Hi, I'm Peter Capaldi. I play the Doctor, and you're watching EMS Productions.
Hello everybody, welcome on to today's video where I'm going to be looking at the brand new Doctor Who trailer for Series 10, released today. So if you haven't seen it, here it is.
We're getting some kind of transmission. And it's from the future. 15th of April 2017.
This is the gateway to everything that ever was, or ever can be.
That is a robot. It speaks emoji. Mars.
1814.
So how do we stay out of trouble?
This is naughty.
Get ready. This is the moment you've been waiting for since the day you were born. Now, Dole, Bill, with me to the TARDIS.
So there we have that dramatic trailer for Series 10. You probably won't have seen that yet, as it was aired for the first time this morning on BBC Two, and it doesn't, as far as right now, hasn't been released officially by the BBC, so I'm not sure whether it was a mistake on somebody's part at BBC Two for accidentally putting that on early, but somebody picked up on it on Twitter, and I managed to find it, so there it was for you guys. And of course, the final shot is the one that's got everybody talking, but I will come on to that. So let's dive straight into it. So we start off with a nice little intro from Nardole, just telling us it's a transmission from the future from April the 15th, of course, when the first episode is going to air. Just a nice little intro and way into the trailer before it kicks off. It's a similar feel to the previous trailer that we got. A lot of it is reused footage from that, but there are a few new shots in there, even if it is still using the same A Time for Heroes, which is their sort of tagline for the series, which I think is a fantastic one. And a lot of the shots are the same from the trailer, but let's pick out some of the new ones. Well, the first new shot is just a shot of the 12th Doctor. Not quite sure what episode it's from or where the scene is taken. It looks like he's got a slightly unusual costume on. Don't really know quite what that is, but nice to see another new shot of Peter. Then we follow that with a nice new shot of some sort of castle-y type building, and the Doctor and seems like Nardole sitting on a lake, or on a boat on a little lake. I'm not sure what episode this is from either. Possibly from episode 3 with the monster under the Thames, or maybe one of the later ones, the historical one, the Eaters of Light from Ronan Munro, possibly that one from later in the series. It's very hard to tell at the moment, but it does seem like there's quite a few sort of episodes involving water and ice, obviously with the Ice Warriors. There's a couple with water involved. I'm not sure that's going to be a theme of the series, a lot of sort of watery villains or whatever, I don't quite know. But it just seems interesting that there's quite a lot of water-related scenes and moments, so far at least. Now, another interesting little shot of the 12th Doctor walking towards some sort of wall that magically opens. As with all these little images, it seems we just don't know what episode they're from, but they all look quite intriguing and interesting. What's sort of through that magical door? What's going on there? I'm trying to pick stuff out, but I'm not really got much to go on with some of these shots. They're very kind of, they're trailer shots. They don't really give me anything. Now with this shot, initially at a glance, I thought this might be something to do with the Cybermen at the end of the series episode, because it sort of at a glance looked a little bit like a Mondasian Cybermen. Obviously, freeze framing it up, it doesn't, quite frankly. It's some odd sort of villain creature or alien or something. Very hard to say what episode it's from. Possibly could be from Jamie Matheson's episode 5 that's sent on a spaceship or something like that with some sort of villains we don't really know about so far. So it possibly could be something to do with that, but another interesting looking new alien. Then this shot features this bloke from, I believe, either episode 7 or 8, one of the ones with the monks in, which seems to be a bit of a historical one as well from sort of somewhere in the past. I don't know, was it Roman times or something like that, or Egyptian times, one of the two. Where somehow they've ended up getting involved with these monks and stuff. So that, obviously that hand going through the wall is one of these magical monks that seems to be the sort of pillars. The cornerstone in the middle of the series seems to be this 3-part story about these monk characters, so it'll be very interesting to follow that up, but that's another shot from that part of the episode. Then this one features some sort of Roman dude getting sucked in by light. It seems very likely this is from the Eaters of Light, Ronan Munro's episode. Around that, again, doesn't really tell us too much, but it's interesting to see. Maybe this is the sort of light eating people or something like that could be the focus of the episode. Now we have this one. It's Missy. It's Missy dabbing. Missy did just do a dab on a Doctor Who trailer and in a Doctor Who episode. I'm hoping you all know what a dab is. If you don't, Google it. I mean, it feels very typical Missy that she would be the one to do a dab. that's Missy for you. But yeah, I didn't know I wanted it, but that is Missy dabbing. And also interesting to note what those little screens and graphics are on behind. Initially at a glance I again thought it was something to do with the Cybermen because of the sort of circular things like the eyes and stuff, but I'm not too sure. Maybe it's just your generic sort of computer screen rubbish, or it might be something a bit more substantial, but hard to tell at the moment. Now this one is a shot, I'm fairly sure, from episode 1, the pilot, which features, this is the character Heather, who's Bill's girlfriend. She seems to be the woman who gets a star in her eye and gets involved with all the shenanigans, or something bad happens to her. It certainly seems, and now she's appearing out of water, having been sort of going from Dalek to water last time, or between the two. Now she's appearing out of water, so more stuff's going on with water and with this character Heather. Really don't know quite what's going on, but something to do with this. Now a creepy crab. Is it the return of the macro again, or just a mini macro or something? Or what were those other dudes? I can't remember. Something from Classic Who in the 60s. There was some sort of crabby thing that looks a bit like that. I'm sure rings a bell to me. Let me know in the comments below if you can remember what that crab dude was in the 60s Doctor Who. I'm fairly sure it was. If you can remember, please do let me know, because I can't. But another interesting, odd-looking alien. Now, a fantastic shot of a group of Mondasian Cybermen walking down one of these streets, obviously from the finale episodes, or probably episode 11, we think at the moment. Certainly they're heavily involved, getting them in the trailer again. This was obviously from the filming in Cardiff, one of the streets in Cardiff a couple of weeks ago on the day the Mondasian Cybermen were announced. These shots were all filmed then, as far as I know. So interesting to see what they get involved with. They're all staring up to the sky, so is there going to be some massive sort of group of Cybermen appearing, or new ones appearing, or something like that? We really don't have a clue what the plot is of the finale, just that it features lots of Cybermen, including the fantastic looking Mondasian Cybermen. And I think even this little trailer shot here does prove that the Mondasian Cybermen will work, thanks to Rachel Talalay's directing in particular, and obviously they're still decent costumes, but even though they are 60s costumes, I really do think it's going to work. Here we have some sort of shot of some creepy sort of alien, lizardy dinosaur kind of creature. I don't know what episode this is from or anything like that. It does look in the background like it could be coming out of that wall that opened up that we saw the Doctor walking towards earlier. So it's probably from the same episode of that. What episode it is, I don't really know. This is just a guess, but another new alien. It looks like we've got quite a few sort of, although the Mondasian Cybermen are returning and the Ice Warriors are returning and the Daleks are returning in this series, it does look like we've still got a nice selection of new aliens and new monsters, which is always, I feel, the right way to do it. Have a mixture of old and new. Don't just go too nostalgia-y and old, which may be Series 9 went a little bit too far that way, or just completely forget about the past of Doctor Who like some people want to do and let's forget the past, let's just do new stuff. No, I feel like there's a balance to find. And again, another fantastic looking new alien. And then finally, the other main new shot is of course this one from the very end of the trailer, the final shot of the trailer. It is indeed Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor, with some golden glow coming out of his hand. It's not a good sign. That is the costume that he wears in the finale as well from filming pictures. That is indeed that costume. So it's from episode 11/12. Is that the moment that he starts regenerating? Somehow I sort of feel like, would they really put that in the trailer for a series? Put a shot of the Doctor starting to regenerate in a trailer? I feel like that'll be a red herring. I do kind of feel like the 12th Doctor might regenerate, or at least sort of have the regeneration initiated in episode 12 of the series, the finale. I feel like that will be the start of his regeneration. Possibly we could leave it on a cliffhanger with him regenerating or trying to fight off a regeneration at the end of episode 12 leading into Christmas special or something, or will he just purely regenerate at the end of the finale and then have the first episode of the new Doctor at Christmas? I really don't know. But clearly this shot does show what appears to be regeneration energy. There's nothing else quite like that we've had before. Obviously we did have the also the red herring in the beginning of Series 9 when the 12th Doctor did use a little bit of regeneration energy to get Davros up and running again, which was kind of a mistake, but not because the Doctor was always in control. Apologies, my camera's just dying a little bit there, but this is certainly an intriguing final shot for the trailer, leading us in to what could be a 12th Doctor's regeneration at the end of the series rather than at Christmas. I mean, they've all been talking about how he's going to regenerate at Christmas, articles about it, Moffat talking about it, Peter talking about it, so are they going to sort of kind of psych it out and actually have him regenerate in the finale, then have Christmas as the new Doctor's episode? But then that wouldn't quite fit in because Moffat's writing the Christmas special, at least that's what he says and we all seem to think, which wouldn't make much sense to have Moffat write the first story of a brand new Doctor, because he's already said that Chris Chibnall's going to write the first lines of the new Doctor at Christmas, seemingly. So I feel like this might be something of a red herring, or it'll only be the start of Future Generation, which he tries to put off or something, leading into the Christmas special. I don't really, from everything we've heard, of course Moffat lies, all this kind of thing, but from everything we've heard it seems very hard to believe that he will actually completely regenerate at the end of episode 12 and will start Christmas with a brand new Doctor. It just seems a bit unlikely to me. But certainly this was a very interesting new trailer. There's not a huge amount of new footage in there, but there's just a few nice little new scenes to stew over and have a think about, particularly of course that final shot. We'll see what's coming from that. I don't know whether this trailer will be officially released by the time you see this video. Maybe you'll have already seen it, or this will be your first time seeing it, I don't know. I'm recording this sort of 7-8 hours before it's going to be uploaded to YouTube, so we'll see if the BBC get on and release it. If not, this has been your first sneak peek at the trailer, which is quite exciting, I guess, to see another new trailer for Doctor Who Series 10, which is just fantastic. The promotion for the series has been really impressive so far. Lots of teasers, lots of trailers, certainly lots of interviews to come as well. I think Peter Capaldi and co are doing their whole promotional sort of tour this week and next week, so they'll all be getting on the chat shows and everything, and hopefully talking up the series nicely and getting everybody excited for it, because it's less than 2 weeks away. Doctor Who starts next week. It's quite exciting, so I'm really looking forward to it. Do let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and theories are from this trailer. What do you think about that final shot? Is Capaldi going to regenerate in the finale, or is it going to be Christmas? What do you guys think? And just generally any thoughts and theories you've got ahead of Series 10, as it's so close now. 12 days to go, I believe it is. But that's just about it from this video. Remember to like the video, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you again very soon for another video. Goodbye.